Ronnie here. Welcome to another trip episode. This time we're out for some more muddy fun, out to test our vehicles, but at the same time we're also going to explore some new areas we haven't quite seen yet.
And these unfamiliar areas to us are in the southwest of Western Australia. Now, day one will consist mainly of exploring an area that we're not used to, which is Balingup, and we expect to be driving around in very hilly terrain amongst the pine plantations, with the occasional section of just proper Australian bush. So tracks out here will mainly consist of clay and rock. Almost straight away we found ourselves on a track which was quite fun and entertaining. Day one might seem like an aimless drive out in the bush, but in fact we are following some waypoints which are plotted out a few nights beforehand, and half the fun is just going out there and seeing what you can find. It's a bit like an overland treasure hunt. Here we are with a tree across the track, and I'm very happy to find a tree across the track because I get to use my new toy. I bought this silky katana boy straight out of Japan, and once it extends out it's about 1 metre long. I already used it once today, didn't record that part though. But this tree is worth cutting down. How cool is that? Alright, here we go. See what this thing's made of.
Oh yeah, how cool is that? This thing is awesome. So there you have it, my new toy. Silky Katana boy. And this folds up like that, and it even stops you so you don't jam your fingers, which is good. Awesome. Just shortly after getting all excited to use my new saw, we didn't come across this. There's just endless amount of trees down over there, and got this big boy here. We don't have to go this way, because if we had to go this way, I'll make the effort and clear this whole way here. This tree here though, I wouldn't have cleared it. I would have driven over here. I would have built it up with all the wood we would have cut from there, build up a ramp over the tree. So like a bit of track building to get over it. But because we're out exploring, we don't need to go that way. We'll just go back and find another track, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
We had then been driving around for quite a while without finding anything too exciting or anything that was different to what we've already seen. So it was time to find our way back out of the plantation.
Have arrived at camp. In the background, that noise, that's just Wayne airing up in anticipation for the highway tomorrow. We were going to camp at a free camp, which is in a place called Grimwade, really nice grass green area with a lake, but by the time we would have gotten there it would have been dark, and for once we just want to set up in the daytime, because I have a bad habit of getting people to camp during the night. So with the power of video editing, this is the camp now. And this is us set up. The magic of editing. Using a fire pit that's here tonight. Brought our own wood, but they have an absolute big pile of wood at the entrance as you come in. And tonight I'm cooking with Wayne on his stove, Gasmate stove. The jeepers are still setting up, blowing hot air. There's the swag with the rain cover or morning moisture, morning dew cover. I'm not going to be bothered setting up my annex because, well, I'm kind of under trees. I'm still going to get a bit of moisture. I might put my tarp on it. I might do that. But if you haven't seen this new setup yet, I've got my anti-bug light there. So find that insects aren't attracted to this yellow light as much as they are to the white light. The white light, you just get so many of them. And this is my charging hub now. You may not have already seen it prior to this video. But I'm going to run you through this whole setup once I go through what I've done to the car. But that's pretty much how I'm camping at the moment. I've got my box here with all the stuff I need. Fridge, all my food and drink. And that's pretty much it. That's Wayne's swag over here. So I'll take a seat by the fire in a sec and I'll run you through exactly what it is we are going to do tonight and tomorrow. Stay tuned. Alright, so I've just shown you the whole camp, and you would have noted we didn't have any tables out. That's because of that big bench in the middle. We're just going to use that, and it's kind of good because we've got less stuff to pack up tomorrow because we're going to leave early in the morning. And the West Australian winter probably doesn't get nowhere near as cold as the rest of the world, but it's still pretty cold in the morning, maybe 1-2 degrees, so it's a bit hard to get going to roll everything up in the morning. So we want minimal pack up time. And we're going to head off. We're going to catch up with Alex from Intense Off-Road, and he's going to be riding shotgun with a fellow called Harry, who's driving an 80 series Land Cruiser. And then we're going to do Brunswick, and then we're going to head off to a secret camp location that Harry knows about, which is actually on private property, so not sure if that's secret or not. Anyway, let's get into some cold ones. Packed up and left camp already. It was pitch black when we woke up, 6 a.m. And just a bit of advice, if you are going to pack up early, a head torch is the most valuable thing you can use so you can see what you're doing. So here we are, a bit of a foggy morning, and we're now on our way to meet up with Alex and Harry.
Brunswick, Western Australia. This is one of those many areas in this southwest region where big tyres, big lift is a must. This is where locals to the southwest, including us, will go down and have some good fun on some real tough tracks. And unlike day one, we know this area very well and we're going to have some fun. Well, who would have thought? We only just started this track and the max tracks are already coming off. In case you're wondering, there's no option to use a winch here. There are no trees in front of me and there are no vehicles, there's no anchor point to winch off. So this is a good example of why recovery boards are so valuable.
Have to give it a bounce.
You will notice that Harry has less traction than the rest of the convoy. This is because he only has 50% tread left on those tyres. Then we arrived at this massive hill, which was pretty sloppy too. It required a lot of momentum and commitment. If you're still moving forward just that little bit, keep going. The second you hit the brake, you start going backwards. We're at the top of the hill now, having lunch, and I'm glad we did that hill because otherwise we had to go a very long way around. And turned out to be a lot of traction just under that layer of mud. And what I want to show you is just a real brief part of Harry's setup.
How you going, mate?
Good, mate. That's a cool setup.
Thanks, mate.
How big's that fridge?
It's an 80. It's a Waco dual zone 80.
One of the things I really enjoy when heading out into the bush and there's someone else new there or there's a new vehicle to look at, I always get intrigued by how they've set everything up and how they live out of the vehicle when they go camping and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys do too. So if you would like to see a modified segment on this vehicle, just request it. I reckon there'll be a few requests for this. We're now at a spot where we've got 4 choices. Near impossible, probably the most smartest one, very sloppy, and another very sloppy one over there. I think I'm going to go to smart choice. Alright, so here's one of those hills that requires sheer determination, big tyres and a decent lift. This is the kind of stuff that Wayne loves to do, and he never ceases to amaze us what he can put that Land Cruiser up. The rest of us decided to take the easy way up. We took a different way up, so in order to catch up with Wayne again, we had to come up this next hill, which was actually quite fun. It was then time to leave and head for camp, and we were all quite excited with the anticipation of what Harry had promised to show us, a very special, unique camp, and it definitely lived up to the expectation. It's pretty dark, so you probably can't even see me, but we have arrived at probably one of the most awesome camps that I've seen for a long time. That's the view over the valley, and here's the camp. It's just more awesome than awesome. Alrighty. Cool thing about this campsite is it has a stream flowing through it. So I've tied my max tracks here. And it's got this rope just hanging off the tree, just in case they decide to go downstream. It's a bit hard to see anything, it's so dark now. There you go. Hopefully it'll be clean tomorrow. Good morning. Morning of day 3. Harry's going to show us his waterfall. Go across the max tracks. So here's a waterfall, and this is a spring, so it runs all year round. So if you imagine that in summer, that'll be awesome. But you got to hold on, because if you slip on that rock, you're going all the way down. How far down is it? About a K. About a K of being ragdolled in the water. That'll be fun.
Right, so you're probably thinking, what the hell am I doing? I'm not damaging the tree at all. I'm just hacking into the tree sap, because on the marri trees, the tree sap acts like a local anaesthetic and also cleans your wounds. So if you're out in the bush and you get a cut somewhere, instead of using like Dettol or those products you buy at the chemist, because they all got perfume in them, all the flies get attracted to that and all the insects, but use this stuff and you won't get any insects flying on your wounds. Good for your wounds. Also, well, the reason why they won't come to your wounds is because it just smells the same as nature. It's also good, like if you've got a mosquito bite, you can rub it on that too, kind of numbs it. So really good stuff. And I've been hanging to camp next to a tree where I have it, and that's my haul so far. I'm pretty happy with this.
Okay, we had to show you guys Harry's can crusher. This thing is just epic. And I was told this thing was invented over a few cold ones. I can definitely see that.
Rightio, so here we are at the end of the trip. Stay tuned though for the leftover drone footage and perhaps some outtakes. A special thanks to Harry for showing us this awesome campsite, which we access through private property, so don't even bother asking me how to get there or where it is. If you'd like to assist in the creation of videos like this and all the other videos that I do, you can go to patreon.com/RonnieDale and please do subscribe. It's the best way to stay up to date with all my content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video.